The mission of the Los Angeles Police Department is to protect and serve all the residents, all the people who live, work, or come through here, to reduce crime, to reduce the fear of crime, to protect lives and property of its residents, and to do so in a manner that has the best of constitutional policing. That's what's done with integrity, it's done with professionalism, and it's done with the compassion and care.
LAPD's been on the forefront of community policing since the 1970s. Even with that said, there are still segments of the community who feel like they can't participate with the police because we're not available and accessible to them. Those are the next challenges for law enforcement, is to become so engaged that no one feels that they're not included.
So in building trust in our community, it's a combination of both enforcement being effective in the police science, but it's also, and even more important, is building trust through our relationships with our communities. And examples of that is our Community Safety Partnership Bureau.
The Community Safety Partnership Program started in 2011. The primary mission of the CSP officers is to go out into the community, to build relationships, to understand the history and the culture of the community, and work in partnership to make change.
The beauty of CSP is that we focus directly on very important pillars that weren't identified solely by the department. They were identified in collaboration with the community, with CBOs that we work with, and with local government that we partner with to help communities not only become safe, but become healthy.
We have seen a huge reduction in violent crime, crimes against children, sexual assaults, because of the partnerships and the relationships that have been developed between our officers and the community and the housing authority to make this change.
With the expansion of programs like this in neighborhoods that need good quality service, that feel like they have not got it for decades, this is where policing is going.
CAMP, the Case Assessment Management Program, is an entity that exists within the Crisis Response Support Section as part of the department's overall strategy in dealing with persons who are suffering from a mental illness. And what we found is that the same people, and I'm sure a lot of law enforcement agencies experience this, is we're dealing with the same people over and over and over again, and a lot of times it's just putting a Band-Aid on it. CAMP was designed to find those people, identify them, and try to figure out how we can keep them from escalating to violence and from harming themselves and others. Our CAMP detectives will go out with their clinician, and wherever this individual exists in their community, we have to outreach to that community, to the community resources, whether it's community mental health, whether it's could be just homeless engagement, people in our community. The engagement there, that's what makes it a success.
The other program that we have, in addition to our CSP and our CAMP programs, which are really trust building and problem solving initiatives to really demonstrate our commitment to improving trust and the safety of communities, is in our ATF West Bureau Gun Trafficking Task Force.
So the ATF Task Force is a partnership between the Los Angeles Police Department and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Our mission and focus is on reducing violent crime, specifically gun violence and the criminal misuse of firearms and manufacturing, trafficking, or the illegal possession of firearms by habitual violent crime offenders. So the vast majority of firearms that we've recovered are privately manufactured firearms that bear no serial numbers. And these firearms are often falling in the hands of individuals who are prohibited violent offenders with felony convictions, which shouldn't have firearms in the first place. Since the initiation of the ATF Task Force in 2021, we have recovered 147 illegal firearms, and it's also led to approximately 81 arrests.
Part of our success with the ATF Task Force also, though, is not just the ATF LAPD partnership, but our partnership in the communities in which are suffering from this gun violence. The victims that are out there, we know that they have family, friends, witnesses, that building a trusting relationship where they can step forward and they can work with us to help us solve those crimes is going to make for a safer community.
One of our core values is quality through continuous improvement. We don't stop and get comfortable. We continually assess the community internally, we assess ourselves, and we look at policies and procedures to make ourselves better so that we can better serve the community.